Welcome friends, welcome back to Cocktails After Dark. Today we're going to do a cocktail from the 1931 cocktail book, The Old Waldorf Days. And we're going to do something called the Robert Burns. Now, is it a variation on the Robbie Burns cocktail? We don't really know. The author of the book would sort of suggest that it isn't, but who knows? There are several cocktails called the Robbie Burns, and they always start with Scotch whiskey. So today I'm going to use two different Scotches, and we're going to see what happens. I'm going to use a Chivas 12 and a Dewar's 15. Which one is going to work best in this cocktail? Who knows? So it starts out with the Scotch, and then we go in with some vermouth. And as always, the recipes are in the description box below the video. Next in is some absinthe. And it says just a few drops of absinthe. So put that in and see what happens. And a couple dashes of orange bitters. Ice the glasses. And stir. Some contemporary recipes for this cocktail that give credit to this 1931 printing as the original recipe say instead of putting a couple of drops of absinthe into the mix, you should coat the inside of the glass, fill the glass with ice and water that you're eventually going to pour it into, and then pour it out, just so you leave a coating of absinthe inside. And I wonder if that's a holdover from that time period where absinthe was banned pretty much everywhere. I'm not sure if that's from that time period. I know that a lot of people in that time period would have substituted a different flavoring to cover up for the absinthe. Who knows? There we have the Robert Burns. Now, straight from the 1931 cocktail book. Robert Burns. It may have been named after the celebrated Scotsman. Chances are, however, that it was christened in honor of a cigar salesman who bought in the bar. So who knows? I mean, there's only so many names to give a cocktail. And it's very close to the next cocktail down in this book, which is the Rob Roy. Slight variations, but on the same theme. And I've used blended Scotches in both cases here. There's nothing inherently wrong with a blended Scotch, in my mind, anyway. So the first one I'm going to go is the Chivas. The Chivas 12 is something that you are going to find globally. It is everywhere. You can't get away from it. So on the nose, obviously Scotch. Yeah, the absinthe is right there as well. And I'm getting a strong overtone of wood. That's nice. That's nice. Let me try the next one before I make any determination. Less wood. Less of everything. The overall aroma on this one is definitely muted. Not a bad thing, not a good thing. I haven't formed an opinion yet. They are, in flavor, surprisingly similar. Surprisingly similar. In this case, a slight advantage to the Chivas over the Dewars. Slight advantage to the Chivas. I think the Chivas in this combination with these ingredients sitting here on the table probably works better. than the Dewar's. The Dewar's is muted. I think if you handed me this one, I would have sort of looked at you and said, why didn't you just pour me some Scotch? I don't think that the absinthe or the vermouth is bringing anything to this whiskey. Whereas this one, I really do think that the interplay between all of the ingredients makes a drink that isn't necessarily better than a Scotch on its own, but a little bit different and a little bit more interesting. So, in this round, it goes to the Chivas. And this particular Robert Burns is quite nice. I could see myself sipping this. A nice big clear ice cube that melts very slowly over time, subtly changing the flavors over the course of enjoying this. Yeah, I could drink that. So, which whiskey would you mix into this, and which vermouth would you use? I'm using a local craft brewed vermouth from close to where I live. I really like the flavor of this Dillon's vermouth. But let me know what you would use in this cocktail. Do you like this cocktail? Is this something that you would make? Is this something that you would try? And if you do try to make this, leave it down in the comments below what you thought. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.